everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm actually planning to have sessions on first on Streamlit. Streamlit is actually a Python framework which is very
Something
useful
another
for
related.
building POCs. And then after we cover
Prem.
Streamlit, yeah. Sorry, did anybody say anything?
No. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. After we cover Streamlit, I was also going to touch upon Cursor. So we will be using Cursor in the Streamlit tutorial as well. But how to effectively use Cursor, I'm planning to have a separate session. So Cursor is actually an IDE similar to Visual Studio. It's a fork of Visual Studio, but it is very effective in terms of coding with AI. So it uses Claude, and it's very advanced. The features are very advanced than GitHub Copilot. I think Copilot is also giving adding features, but at this point, the Cursor is way more better than GitHub Copilot. So I'll be touching upon that. We'll have a separate session exclusively for how to use Cursor. And then with Streamlit and Cursor in our hands, we will explore the recent OpenAI API advancements. There are a lot of new things that have come up. We have earlier seen the basic usage of the API. There are many additions that have come after that. So I'm planning to have a demo session using Streamlit with Cursor by our side, creating some apps using OpenAI API. I mean, going through all OpenAI API enhancements, and then probably we can create a app using all this. That will be a hands-on. So this I want, like everyone to have this done with hands-on at your end as well, because this is very easy. I mean, basically this is a Python framework, but basic Python knowledge is more than enough. And the reason why we want to go through this is, let's say you have any products that your customers wants to build. You want to quickly create a prototype. You want to use um, uh, you know uh, uh, whatever you are thinking as a logic that will to showcase whatever you are going to build as a small POC, right? So for that, it is very useful. Streamlit is actually a no HTML stuff. I mean, you don't need to know HTML to create a web app. So that is the advantage of Streamlit, and it has a lot of widgets, which is you can readily use, and that will be very helpful when you are building. So if you are a data analyst or a business analyst, or if you are a developer who wants to visualize some content for your customers, or you want to visualize some concept for your customer, that okay, this is what I'm thinking, this is how it is going to end up, and this is what the process we will do. All these things, instead of talking, if we can show that visually, that will be very appealing, and you can create apps within minutes if you are comfortable with Streamlit. So that is the main reason I wanted to start with Streamlit. Will get going there. So as I said, it'll be better if you can do hands-on as well along with me. If not along with me, probably after the session, I'll tell you, how to create virtual environments, how to install these things and all. And then once you are done, you should be able to just go through the documentation and work along and create as many things that you want to build. You can apply it to your current work, or something that you have in mind for your customer, or your customer has something in mind for the future. You can develop things and showcase them, and this will also open up a lot of avenues for you in terms of um, uh, adding to your portfolio of technology, right? Okay. So first, we will go to Streamlit. Let me start sharing my screen. hope you're able to see my screen. So I'm in the Google page. So I'm going to type Streamlit. So you will land in this page, streamlit.io, and go there. And this is the page. So this is a faster way to build apps and share data apps. A lot of things we can do. We will first see how to install this. We will first create the environment for it, and as it goes I will explain what are the other advantages and things like that. Okay, so this is actually kind of just writing Python scripts. You write a script and automatically it will you will have a app running in front of you. So you can get started by installing Streamlit through pip install. But before that, you need to have Python environment in your machine. So if you are not having Python, please see how to install Python in your machine. So once you have Python, you should be able to install Streamlit and get going. Okay. So for that, there are many ways to install. Let's go through the uh, documentation first. So the documentation says how to get started. You can see, to get started, set up your development environment. So to set up your development environment, you need to install a few things. So it will work in Windows, Mac, Linux, and all. So I'm using Linux, so I'll be going through the Linux path. But if you are in Windows, you can definitely go through this, and you will see the installation steps for Windows as well. Okay. So in your environment, in your command prompt, so you will have to let me just open a command prompt. Let me open a folder first. Just give me a minute. Okay, I have created a folder called Streamlit demo in my folder structure. And this is one folder. This is a virtual environment I created, but I'll tell you how to create your own virtual environment. I am opening a terminal on this folder. So here you can see how to create a visual environment. It is available here itself. So I'm comfortable with command line. So it gives you how to create your environment. So this is the command. So if you have Python installed, you will be able to do this. To check whether you have Python installed, you can just put Python and hyphen version. You should see a Python version. If it is coming, then it means that you have Python in your system. Otherwise, you will have to install Python. So I have it, so I will not be installing. So then what we need to do is create a virtual environment. Virtual environment is nothing but it's an environment where you will install your Racket packages that are very specific to your application, so that it will not affect anything outside. And this environment you can containerize and deploy it, which is like it will work as you are whatever is working in your local. If you dockerize and put it somewhere, it will work the same way. So for that, having a virtual environment is very important. So we will create an environment. So what it is going to do is it is going to create a folder here. Okay, I'll show you that. So the command here is this. So let's copy this. So it says Python -m venv is for virtual environment, and .venv is the name that they have given. We will give any name that we want. So Python -m venv, and let's say stenv. So because it's Streamlit, I'm calling it st-env. So it will just create a new folder here in this. So if you see this, this is created. It will have some if you go into the library, you will see Python 3.8, and inside that there will be some packages. So these are the basic packages that is needed to install anything else. So we will not worry about this. So we have an environment created. You don't have to and you need to activate this environment. So there is a command to activate in Linux. This is the command. So we will do source space st underscore env, because this is the environment we have created, and bin slash activate. So this will activate this environment. So earlier, I was in a common base environment. Now stenv is my environment. So I am inside this, right? So in this environment, we need to install Streamlit. So now we have the environment. So we just have to install Streamlit. So the pip install is the command. Pip install Streamlit. So I'll just copy this and say pip install Streamlit. So it will take some time. It is going to install the dependencies that is needed for Streamlit. And all these things will come, and that will be sitting inside this package folder. So if you open this lib and Python 3.8, all the packages will be coming inside this, I believe, or library. Yeah, sorry, packages. Yeah, you see those coming. So they will be coming, and all the things will be added here. You can see that it's coming. Okay, it will take a few minutes or a few seconds probably. And in the meantime, anybody have any question why we are using Streamlit, or you know anything else that you would like to know from what we discussed so far? Okay, I'll take it as a no. So this is done. The environment is set up. I mean, the environment is already set up, and we have installed Streamlit. So now we will be able to, run an application, right? We need to create an app using Streamlit, and I'll be going over all the components in the Streamlit. So first, we will create a Streamlit app. Okay. So let's go out. So I'm still in this folder, Streamlit underscore demo. Here I will create a project folder. Let's say, I'll call it mkdir demo project. I'll say demo prj. So a new project folder is created, and there is nothing inside. I'm going to open it. I'm going to cd into this, and let me clear the screen. And I'm going to open the IDE in this project now. So the IDE, I'm going to use it cursor. You can use VS Code if you have, or any other IDE that you have. I'll use cursor. Okay. So it has opened. I will put it here. You can now see this, it's similar to VS Code. It has just opened in this folder. And the first thing that we have to do is create a new file called anything you can call it. I will call it app.py. So it is all Python script, as I said. So this is going to be the first script that I will be executing. Right, app.py is the script I have created, and I can write code here. So first thing that we will do is always import the package that we just installed. So we will import Streamlit, right? So import Streamlit as st. So this import statement. What it does is it will initialize Streamlit. It will make Streamlit available on this script. And since I'm using cursor, there will be automatic suggestions that will be coming, and the we are in we are importing it as st. So every time we will refer Streamlit, we will refer it as st. The first statement, it is automatically added. Let's see what it does. So it has added like st.title. So it is like saying any print statement or anything. So there is a widget called a title. They call everything is called a widget because there are many elements, inputs, text elements, media elements, and a lot of things. So we will see one by one. And let me do one thing. Let me just reduce the size of this. We can have the app running separately, you know, so that we can see side by side. Okay, I have this is not yet running. This is just created. A file is there. What we will do is we will see the terminal from here. Create a new terminal. Okay, now we are here, and you can see that in this terminal, I'm not in the what do you call the environment I created. It is a base, so I need to actually go ahead and uh, change it. So I'll go one step further, one step backward, and do a source stenv is the, I believe, stenv /bin /activate. Yeah, now I'm in that. Okay, now the command to run this script as an app, right? So it just streamlit run app.py. I'm going to run this. What it is going to do is it is going to, oh sorry, I am not in that folder yet. So I will go into the folder again. So it is demo project. I will keep it, Streamlit run app is the command. So I'm running it. What it did is it has actually opened it in the browser in the local host 8501. So you can see that here. Sorry. Now you can see that the app is running, and whatever we have written here, hello world, that is showing as a title, right? So this is I'll take it out and keep it side by side. Excuse me. Okay. Now you can there are many widgets available. I will just browse that for a minute for you, so that you can understand what we are talking about. If you see the documentation, there is the concepts are explained, API references there. So we will go, if you go into the API reference, there are a lot of things that you see here, right? Write and magic, text elements, all these things are just put st.write, it will write. St.write stream, it will do a streaming kind of write, right? And there is something called magic, which is like you don't need even need to say st.write. It will, whatever you put, it will assume that you are going to write it here. It is like a print statement. It is like in JavaScript, you will do a console log, right? So like that, it is a print statement here for Streamlit. Okay. uh, and there are many things, so we will see all these elements one by one, and we will see the architecture of how it works, and we will see what are the best practices and how we can make it make use of it for our normal any POC that we are creating. Okay. So the reason I started with this directly is I just wanted to show you how simple and easy it is just to get going. Just 2 lines of code, you already have that running, an app running. Okay, where is it? Okay, so let's keep it side by side. And you can see here there is a rerun option. There is a settings option. So in the settings option, you can uh, uh, click on this run on save. That will automatically, whenever you are writing a code and saving, it will automatically refresh the page. Okay. And there is a wide mode for appearance. You can use it. I mean, we will not use it. And there is a theme that you can use if you want to, right? And so if you are, once you, let's say you are creating an app here and you want to deploy, Streamlit actually provides you an option to deploy it to their cloud as a free application, and you will have a URL which you can point to any of your domains. So you will have, there will be some limitations of running that, but once you have it ready, you have a way to easily deploy it. You just need to have a git repository where you will post this code, where this code is linked, and you can go to Streamlit Cloud and deploy that, and you will see whatever you are seeing locally, that will be running as a application in the web, and you can give it to anybody so that they can try it. And this is what currently Streamlit and Gradio, I believe Gradio, these two are the things that people are using currently in the AI space, because a lot of POCs and other things are going on. Many people are creating many different apps. So these are the go-to tools that they are using to develop something very quickly and share it to the world, share it to their customers, share it to many websites where they will showcase your applications and all. So this is very very easy to create, and everybody should know this exists. And if time permits, you can try it, and you can actually build on top of it. Yeah, thank you. So then we will, okay, this is the main app, right? This is the main page. It also allows you to create pages. When I say pages, there will be, if you take a web application, there will be multiple pages, right? So you can easily create pages here by just saying creating a folder called pages, and add a file there. I'll just add, let's see, one. We will first talk about text elements, right? So we'll say text uh, underscore elements, and everything is a script. So every Python script goes by .py. So once I do that, you can see automatically there is a sidebar that is created, and it says app, which is the main page, and this one underscore text element I created, it becomes another page here. If I go there, nothing is available because I have not written anything here. So it has, you can see the navigation. You can go to app, you can go to text element. If I create another one, it will appear here. So it is that easy to create a multi-page application with just by creating folder and adding a script there. So here again, let's say we are going to talk about text elements, and we will do the same thing. So import Streamlit as st dot title. So this is text element. Okay, and we can go here. You can see the text element coming. And now we will see what are all the different text elements that we can use. Right, there are many things like st.write is there. So if you see st.write, it will just write. And there are things like st.header. Header will be this size, and you can have st.subheader, and it will be and you have st.text. Text means it will just print it as a text. Code means you can print it, it will format it like a code. You can write any code inside that, and it will just get you the code. uh, Text is useful when you are actually just want to don't want to convert anything from the markdown or anything to hyperlinks. So you can just, whatever you type here, it will just be as it is displayed. You can see here. So in some cases, if you are putting inside some other thing, this square brackets will have a separate meaning. This brackets will have a separate meaning. So but text, it will not take any meaning, and it will just print as it is. And code, as I said, it will print the code as it is. It will print format as a code. And what else do we have? We have seen text. Okay, latex is something like this scientific method syntaxes that you, if you want to give subscript, superscript, any mathematical notations and anything. There is a format called latex, which you can use it like this. Okay. And you can use HTMLs and markdowns. Markdown, I believe all of you know, it is a simple way of creating HTML content by just giving different notations. For example, st.markdown, and we will we'll do some markdown here. So, so within three quotes, if whatever we type here, and if I put, no, this will be like header one, header to all these stuff, and you can go till three subheaders, I believe. So, so these are, this is an alternate to HTML, which is just like Markdown. You can give it, and it'll be able to create that. And let's say you can put if you put underscore, it'll put it as a list. Just and inside that list, you can put new item. So it'll just put like this. And there's let's we can put breakdowns or page breaks like this. St dot uh, divider. It'll put a divider for you. And sorry, what is this? And caption is like, it will give like a caption. It will format like this. And these are some of the different ways you can represent your page, by which without giving any css or anything, you can just use these widgets as it is, and it will give you the way you want. And you can also do a html as well. So it's st.html. If you just give the html like this, it will be able to produce html. And you can add even css inside this. Let's say html with css, st.html style. You can just put any style here, and okay, this unsafe true will not be, and the css is applied. And the css can be applied to markdown as well. Like, we can, sorry, st dot I'll just say markdown with css. Here is an example for markdown with css. um, it is not picking up right. Oh, yeah, you need to say unsafe allow HTML equal to true, until give you. So for markdown alone, you need to give like, unsafe allow HTML equal to true as a parameter, and it will be able to give you. So this is about text elements. We can now see something on inputs, input elements, right? Okay. Did I miss anything on the text element? Let me go through the documentation and see if we are missing anything. Caption, code. Okay. Echo is something very interesting, where you can actually write some code and have it executed and printed side by side. So if you are let's say you are explaining some piece of code to somebody, and along the way you want to execute the code as well, right? So in that case you can use echo. So we will be using echo like this. So with the st.echo, if you say, I have just given, st write hello world, so it is going to print this, as well as it is going to execute this. You can see here. So the code is printed, and the result of the code is also printed. For example, another example is a equal to 1, uh, b equal to 2, c is equal to a plus b, and let's say write result is c. So this is the exact code, and it has written the code, and it has also printed the result. So it is very effective when you are explaining something and you want to explain the code that it is doing as well. And it will also execute. You don't have to write separate code to show, okay, show this, and separate code to execute it. Just in one go, by wrapping everything as st.echo, you can do that. Okay. um, Anything else did we miss? Okay, some header markdown, caption, all we have seen, right? Okay, now let's go to some of the input widgets. Input widgets. For this, we will create a new page. Okay, a new page is created. Same thing we will do. Import Streamlit as st, and we will call it title. So far, are we good? Any questions so far? Okay. So let's see. So what we are doing here is we are just saying a sub header as text input, and this is the actual text input. So this text input, you can say specify what should be the label, and what should be the value. Means it is a default the value that will be available on that text input. Let's first not give anything as a value. We will just print it. So you can see that the label, whatever you are giving here, is given, and here you can enter whatever you want. And if you want to put a placeholder, you can just say a placeholder, and it will appear here. And if you want to put a default value there, you can say value equal to default value, and that will appear here. So this is very easy to just create one widget, create input fields, and take the values. So to take the value from here, so let's say you're writing a script, you are taking a value from here and you want to use it. You can just assign it to a variable by just saying my input is equal to, uh, and if you write it, you can see that here. And if you, let's say, change it, new value, and the my input variable is already updated and it is written, right? Okay. And there are many other input widgets like this. So we will see one by one. We'll do a divider which will add a line. So then we have, okay, hope you are able to see the entire code. So then we have text area. Similar to text input, we have text area. Text area means, I mean, in text input, it will be just one line. So if you just keep typing, it will, not grow, but text area will grow. That's the only difference. And let's copy this and put it here. And it will grow as you want. Okay. And this is about, and you will have a scrolling effect also. Okay. Text area. Then we have number input. Yeah. So in number input, you can give a minimum value, maximum value, and it will create a widget for you like this. Number, it will, minimum value is 100, sorry, 0, and maximum value is 100. So you can go from 0 to 100. You cannot go to 101. It will automatically add a validation saying, okay, it has to be, below 100. And you cannot do a negative value here, and it will again give it. And if you do 100, and the plus will not be available. So all these validations are already available for you just by saying it is a number and giving these values here, right? uh, and that's very good. St.divider. Okay. And there is one more widget like slider. So where you can by just not by giving a number, entering a number, you can also do a slider. You can go from 0 to any value, and you can say, okay, the default value should be 50. So initially it will be 50. If you make it 0, then it is going to be available in the 0, and it's a slider. What next do we have? uh, I don't think there is a. This is also a slider. It says you can select a range like this. If you want to, if you are giving the value like this, 0 to 100, then it will have a range. The same slider widget, instead of just giving one value, we are giving two values here. So if you are giving two values, you can it will give you a range. Okay. So what more do we have? Okay, we have date input. A date input is like, you can just say I want a date. So there is no let's remove the value. If you don't give any value, that's it's going to be automatically giving current date. You can see that here. So it will just automatically give you a widget like this. You can select a date, and that will be stored in the variable that you are using. There is a time as well. Yeah, there's a time input. You can choose any time, or so I will install. I will actually import another package called date time, which is used for the time, and you can use that for inputting any time. Okay. And there are many different ways you can show the time, so that you can even give like a clock, I believe. uh, you can check the documentation, and you will be able to get that. So any questions until this point? Okay, time we have seen. What more do we have? Okay, there is a color picker. Yeah, so that is st.color picker, and you can just pick any color, and it will assign it to you. These are all small things, normal things. I'm just telling you all these are available, and whenever you are creating app by yourself, you don't have to run around to create anything by your on your own. All these things are available, and you can just plug and play everything. Okay. So enough of input elements. We will see about. Okay, there is one thing I wanted to tell you here about the architecture. This is the right time to say. What happens is, in this, whenever you are running this, right, it runs from top to bottom. So whenever you are changing something, it will always rerun from that point till the bottom, right? Let's say uh, I will showcase this. I will print this date below here, right? You can say this here. If I change the date here, it's going to change it here, which means that after this, all the code below that is running immediately after you change it. So that is how it is. The architecture is written. Okay. But there are different widgets that you can use to overcome this. Or let's say you don't want to pass this value immediately after you have entered. You want to club a few things, and then do it, right? And in that case, you can use forms. uh, I will create another page for forms. Okay, so let's import again forms. Now let's first do without forms, right? So let's say name is equal to my name, and age is equal to input number, address is equal to this, and let's say st dot write, it will just print. So you can see, name, age, and address, and the moment I enter my name, it is going to appear here. Okay. So now if I introduce forms here, there is a widget called forms. What I'll do is st dot with st dot forms, and I need to just put everything inside that and do a tagging. Tab. After that, we should be adding a submit button for the form. So there is something called form submit button, so that you can call it submit, and you can add it as a submitted thing. Okay. Now if I write anything, it is not going to reflect here because I have not submitted it. So if I do the submit, then only it will appear here. Let's say nothing appears here. If I do submit, everything comes here. So this way, forms will control whatever is inside until you submit. That the flow is not going to go down the path. And this is very useful when you want to gather information, all together and process it. Okay. Any questions? Okay. So let's move on to. So we did. Okay, there are selection items. We will do some selection inputs. We have seen text inputs. We have seen forms, and there are more like already we have seen sliders like that. We can see more selection items, selection elements. .py. So again, Streamlit import selection elements, save it, go here, it's available. So what selection? As you know, you have check boxes, selection boxes. I mean, radio buttons and other things, right? So we will do one by one. So first we will do select box. Okay, for select box, the syntax is like this. st.select box, and that will give you the label and the options you can give option 1, 2, and 3, and we can put it in a variable my select box, and you can write it. So if you change it, you can see that it's changed. And let's say if you don't want always selected, something always selected, you can add you know a dummy value in front, and it will not do anything. And you can, if to know whether somebody has added or not, you just say if my select box, then it means that only this will be true only if something is selected, otherwise it will be false, so it will not write anything. So you see nothing is written, and it is appearing only when something is selected. So that is useful. Okay. Then and one more thing, if you, let's say, if you want in those options you want something to be selected other than the first value, right? Always the first value is automatically selected, first index. If you want some other value, you can just give that index like this, and automatically it will, by default it will choose that index. Okay. And multi select. Okay, like this allows only single selection, so there is something called multi select here. By default, it's a list. In this it is just text. Here it is a list. Let's say remove that, and you have three options. You can click and choose whatever you want, and the output is going to be a list of options that you have chosen. That's all. and by default you can give anything, or if you ignore the default, it is not going to select anything, and you will just uh, yeah. Any questions? Okay, then let's do radio button. Video button is like this. You can give the options st.radio, and that is available. Okay, what else we have? Checkbox. So checkbox appears like this. You check it, it will be true. If you don't check it, it will be false. I'm just quickly going through the other things. There is no switch actually. Um, what else do we have? There's something called pills. Okay, st dot pills. The pills is nothing but a different way of choosing. That's all. So it will just give like this nice rounded boxes buttons. You can choose any of that. And this is again, you can do a multi-select here by just giving an option here, say uh, comma select selection sorry, not selection, equal to single, not selection. Let me check the documentation. Select box options. Okay, placeholder disabled. No. Oh no, not select box. We are in pills, right? Selection mode. Okay, you can give selection mode as single, then it will just allow one. If you put multi, it is not multiple, it is multi. You can you're seeing multiple here. Actually, it is not multiple. It's multi. It is automatically showing that because of the cursor, and you can see that it is again a list. Like pills, we also have something called segmented control. Okay, segmented control is also a similar one, but it will be like this. You can, it will be like a tab. You can choose anything. And again, here also you have selection mode, multi. You can use it, and you can choose multiple. Okay, so that is with pills and segmented control. What else do we have? Slider we have already seen. Date and other things we have seen. Toggle. Okay, toggle. So again, toggle is st.toggle. It will be, you can say anything, yes or no, um, or let's say yes for this thing, right? Um, this yes means it's true, right? It's a normal toggle. Slider we have already seen. Okay, that's all about the other selection things. Oh, there is one more, feedback. It is very good. So let's say you are having feedback that you want to get from your customers on your page, then you can just use feedback. Feedback, and the feedback can be of the three different things, I believe. So let's save it. It is going to say By default, it is thumbs up or thumbs down. You can also say thumbs. Small t, and it says it can be thumbs, faces, or stars. So this is thumbs. We can say faces. It will give like this. Faces, you can choose anything. It will give the corresponding number on whatever you are choosing. And stars also, uh, same thing. So it's that's all. A small thing. Okay, so these are small things. Whatever we have seen, I just wanted to give you all these things are available. The real part is how you can segment the code, or have different. You can how you can um, differentiate between different segments of your page. All these things, the layout and other things that we will see next. Okay. Okay, next we will see something called layouts. Okay, you already know that this is a sidebar, and the pages are appearing here. But we can also add a sidebar elements for a particular page. Let's say in this selection, I want to add a sidebar. Then I can just say here st.sidebar selection. This is just going to add a selection on the sidebar. You can see here it has added a selection on the sidebar. I can say anything, and based on that I can do some operation. I can provide a menu here, I can choose that, and based on that I can do some operation here on this page. So it's kind of uh, a common place where you can put the sidebar items. For that, you just have to say, instead of st select box, if you have said st select box, it will put that in this main page. But if you are saying st.sidebar, then it is going to automatically put that in the sidebar. So that's okay. Okay. Layouts. Go to layouts. Let us say we want to have different columns added. Like we want to, here it is all coming vertically. We want to have different pieces of information. So we can use something called calls, and there is something we can use tabs. We can use you know other things. First, we will see about calls. I mean columns. Import Streamlit layouts columns. For columns, you just have to you can say like this. So call one comma call two as st.columns. If you say two, it is going to give you two columns and equally distributed. So call one will be having 50% of occupancy, and call two will be 50%. Go to layouts here. I will save it. You will see that. You can see that out of whatever is available here, 50% is given for this column one. This is given for call two, and you can do as many as you want. You can say five, and you can keep adding it here. Let's see. You just do this and it will give it like this. Or you can say like calls equal to column 5. Then in that case it will create an array out of this calls. You can just say calls 0, the indexes of that array, and it will work the same way, right? Okay. So and let's say we want to change the width, or we want to have column 1 occupying 50% of the space, column 2, 3, 4 remaining spaces. In that case, we can do in a different way. Before that, I think it's better I tell you about container, because we can do a border there. It will be easy to See, so let's say there is something called container. Container means you just say you want to put this columns in within a container, right? So with the st dot container, you just put each of these things in a container. I will. You just have to. Yeah. Now it is in a container, but you don't see any difference. But for container, we can add border equal to true. Then it is going to add border to all these things. Let us save it. It is not. Uh, why it has not given? Let me restart. Okay. So container usually will give a border. I don't know why it has not given. Um, okay. Anyway, so we will see about different values that we can give, right? So we'll add another my calls equal to instead of st dot columns 5, we can say like this. We can give it in an array of whatever we want to have 4 1 1 1 1, which means that first one will occupy 4, half of the total is 8. So out of 8 it is going to occupy 4 parts of it, which is like 50%, right? So we will just say um, my calls. You can see that here. So column 1 has occupied 50% of the available space, and rest of the things were just another um, 12.5% or whatever each. Rest of the 50% is taken by this, and the first 50% is taken by this. So this is columns, and you can add anything under that column. So you have this column, and within that column, you don't have to do like this. You can just say you know like with my calls dot zero. You can write anything else also, so that you can have a lot of code inside. You just say with my columns, and you can do that. Okay. Okay. So layouts, and there is something called tabs in layouts. Same like columns, you can put like this. This is going to give you a tab section, and for each of the tabs you can put with tabs 1. So inside tab, let's put it as a container with st.container what equal to. Now you get that water. So you can see that I just inside tab 0 I put a container, and put I've written this. So it is here, and there is a container. Go here, it's all the same. Okay. So this is
Uh,
yeah.
Please set height for that container, then it will show the border.
Here you're saying
Yeah,
actually not necessary.
height equal to 1 like that.
Yeah. Okay, I think no. I think the problem is this. I should not be doing like this. I should be doing with calls 0, and inside that I should say with container border 2, right? Same thing if I do. Yeah, it has come. The same thing if I do for other things, it will come. I did it little wrong. Um, yeah. So you just put inside a container within that column, then it will work. I was doing differently. Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, so any other layouts that we have to see? I will see data elements, sliders. Okay, layouts and containers. We have seen columns, containers. If there is dialog, expander, popover, we'll see that as well. The expanders are good. Expander. So this, if you put everything, anything inside expander, like with sd.expander, and whatever you type here will come here, and you can put a lot of items here. So if you want to put a big table, but you don't want this to be occupying the entire page, you can just put it inside an expander so that only when needed, people can just expand and see. And even for expander, you can give a height that will limit the um, you know height of the expander to something like oh, no, height is not available. Okay. Okay, height is not available. It will expand based on what is there. Okay. For container you have height. So if you give a height, it will just keep it inside. It will give a scroller. So if you want to give scrolling, you can use a container and put up a height. If you want to show everything, you can use an expander. And there is a property called expanded equal to true, which will be like it will be always expanded. No, not here. Sorry, here. Yeah, it will be by default expanded. If you don't put it, it is not going to be expanded. And there is something called pop pop over. Yeah, pop over. So pop over is like this. Click on it. It'll open like a box, not like it is. It will not expand like this. It will just give a pop over. Okay. Um, and one more thing about containers, this is very important. So let's take containers separately. Um, title. So about containers, we can add any containers and uh, keep adding elements to those containers even in down the line in the program. For example, let's say I will create three containers like this: A equal to st.container, B equal to st.container, C equal to st.container, right? And all of them I will give like border equal to true. So now containers are created one by one. I don't see anything here. But if I go and add anything, I can say like a dot write, then it will write on that container. So let me save this. You can see that. Okay, it is written on this container, and I can do any operation let's say sum is equal to 1 plus this thing, and write sum. So this is going to write the sum here, but if I want to write it in this container, I can just say a dot write sum. It's going to write it there. So it is very useful when you have elements or when you have sections laid out in your page. But as you know, the architecture, it is going to run from top to bottom. But you want the value that you are doing something down the line to appear on top of your page somewhere. In that case, you can use containers where whatever value that you are, uh, uh, modifying, that will go and appear on that container. It will just get added to that in that location or in that place. So in that way, it is very useful. So that is with respect to containers. Anything else? Let me see. And dialog is there. Okay. So st.dialog. Dialog is like a dialog box or a pop-up, and you can put anything inside that dialog, or you can do with st.dialog, and you can do anything. So, one minute. Oh no, dialog is like I need to put at dialog. Then you can say anything. You can give a function that says uh, in this dialog it will appear, and you can call this dialog whenever you want. Let's say we will put a button there. Okay, st dot button open dialog. I will just say if st dot button. I have added a button that will say open dialog, and if I click on it, this dialog should open. Clicking on it, you can see that this dialog is open. Okay. So did I cover about buttons? Okay, I'm not covered about buttons. So buttons are straightforward. So you can put st dot button, and to see if somebody has clicked that button or not, you can just say if st dot button. Then it assumes that you are clicking that button, and anything that is written inside that will be executed. Like this button, you have download button. Let's say download button equal to download button. Let's see. So this is just going to act like a downloader. So you can download the data as this, um, and so it will just save it as a file. You can see that it has downloaded this content. This is a download button. I see. If we open this, you can see this is a it has saved it as a file. And there is a link button. So whatever link that you have given inside, it is just going to open that link, so that it can act like a link there. You can customize it by adding some icons or anything. Okay. Okay. So last thing that we will cover today is media inputs. I think I missed the media inputs. Let me use another file for media inputs. Media inputs is like you can use the camera of your application of your device, audio speak on microphone of your device, and so on. Let's say you are building an app where you will use allow the user to capture some image, and you will do some vision processing of that, and provide a textual context of the image. So in that case, these things are very useful. So media inputs, there are different media inputs like audio and image. Let's say again we will import Streamlit media inputs. Okay. St dot camera input. If I just do this, what's going to happen is you will get a widget like this. So you can actually, your camera will be used and you can take a photo. I can take a photo and photo is available. I can clear it. So to use this photo, probably you can assign it to, a variable. In that case it is going to, this image is going to have that photo, and you can actually display that image or use that image as you want. If you want to upload it to cloud, you can do that directly. Or if you want to just display it here, you can do that. So here I'm just displaying this image. Let's see, if this image is available, then it's going to show that image. St.image means it's just going to show that image. I'm taking a photo and my photo is available here. I clear it, it will go, because after this got executed, this will again get executed. So this does not have, once I clear it, so it will not show up here, right? Okay. The next one is audio. The same way, let me put my audio is equal to st dot audio input. Okay. And if my audio is available, I will just show that. So these things are very so it just gives you a recorder here. And if I just click on it and record something, close it, and automatically the whatever I spoke has been recorded and it is available as a my audio. It will be a wave file. You can even add a download button where you can just download that file. I will add it as a download button. Download my audio. Let's see that. So if I do that, you can see the audio is downloaded as a binary. You can actually specify the format as well. I'm saving the file. If I do that, okay, it will be my audio dot wav wave file. It's that simple. You just record it, put it in the variable, you have it available, and you can upload it to any S3 bucket or anywhere. That's that easy. Okay. Okay, and there is something called file uploader. This is very very useful because files are the things that we will be usually uploading. We will be asking the user to do a file upload. So there is a file uploader, and you can specify the type that you want. You can give like the CSV, Excel, anything that you want. Or if you don't give anything, then it is just going to allow you to upload anything. You can just drag and drop a file, and it will be available. Or if you specify a particular type, it will just add that and it will validate that you are just uploading that. Otherwise it will not take it. So this is for file uploader. You can put the file in a fold in a variable, and that is available once you upload it. And you can just show that and use it for anything. Okay, so until this we have covered the basic stuff, which is like how to display text, how to get text, how to format things, how to do selections, and how do we lay out the page and all. The main stuff is about data, right? So how can we use data and visualize it here, and how can we connect to databases from here, and how can we do caching, because we will be running a lot of different things. a lot of functions, lot of data we'll be reading. How can we cache that? So all these things are very needed for a web application. So we have now learned how we can create a web content, web page, add different widgets to create what we want. But how are we going to manage that application through the advanced stuff like caching and other stuff? That I think we will learn that in the next session. Once next session should be enough for covering all the other stuff that is remaining, connecting to databases and other stuff, and also dealing with the data. Then we will go to cursor on the following session. Yeah. Okay. Thanks everyone for your time. Sorry about the first 15 minutes delay. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to shoot me a mail or call me. I'll be happy to help. Thank you. Thanks everyone.